What if the most dynamic version of you is just one listen away? Welcome to The Dynamic Show. I'm your host, Mariana, bringing you real talk for daily life. Each episode explores ways to bring your personal development into everyday life so you can move forward in a way that feels right for you, at your pace, on your terms. There's no one-size-fits-all path, so tune in, explore what resonates, and discover what serves you best. You're here for a reason, so let's dive in and see what's possible together. So today is going to be a combination of our fundamentals recordings and off the cuff. And the reason is because it's a Q&A. It's the questions that you've sent in that we like to share to reconnect with you. And then I'm thinking if one person has a question, then maybe others do as well. And it's always good in our life to look at different perspectives of things so we can really find out what we truly want to prefer and choose and believe when it comes to any subject. Because I'm on vacation for the month of August, I jumped on here to do this one podcast for you so we could cover as many things that we have been asked along the way. Usually we pick a certain dynamic for this, but I'm sure it's going to cover all of them. If you're unfamiliar with our dynamics, then please go to dynamicsseries.com. The link will be in the show notes, and you can go to all of our dynamics to explore them. First, though, let's set the tone, because this is more than just a podcast. It's a space to remind you that dynamic energy flows through each of us, ready to be embraced and co-created with every single day. And that's why the day is capitalized in dynamics. Living dynamically is a daily choice. Really, just like everything is, choice. So let's take a deep breath. Settle in and listen with an open heart and mind. Because we know what we focus on expands, and every day gives us another opportunity to become more of ourselves. So let's get into it more. Our first question came from, you know what? This time I'm not even going to say who it came from because it came from several different people, and to try to say your Instagram or different handles from different platforms is a lot. So if you've asked this question, you mention there is only the now. So explain that a little bit more. So again, thanks for the question. And it really is, when you really break it down, there is only the now. You've heard this, but let's just explore it a little bit more. The past is gone. You can't rewind and go back and change anything from your past. And then the future hasn't shown up yet. It's just a projection of what you may want your life to go in a certain direction through the choices and the thoughts and the beliefs that you have and the energy that you hold. So if the past you can't go to and the future you can't go to, what is it where you could be totally conscious and in this moment, in this second, right now? It's now. Like everything can change in this second of now. Like just what I just said is already in the past. Grateful that I have a recording so I can go back and change it if I want. However, I'm still doing it in the now. when you're deciding, oh, I can't change, or I can't do this, or I can't do that because of what's happened in my past, yeah, you can change now. It's a conscious choice. It's a practice. It's continuation of wanting to feel better and for your own self-care that you would want to expand and reset and reevaluate and discover, like many of our great masters say, how are you defining things? I've been doing that so long. Is what is a definition? And you'll see even in my kid dynamic stuff, even when I was younger, my mom would say, you're always going to the dictionary to find out what it means. And I'm like, well, because so many people have told me what something's supposed to mean. So, and I think that's one of our questions later on, but I'm covering it a bit now, is that I want to know what is written, and I want to know more than one version of it. And then I can decide how I want it to be defined for me. Therefore, then I can address my beliefs and my preferences, my choices, the energy I hold around it, how I use it in my life. That's the power of now. There's books written on it, there's podcasts, there's a ton of things that you can use as a reference, not just what I'm saying now, but if you want to do more research with the power of the now moment, and that there is really only now. So thank you for the question, and we appreciate it, and we're going to move on. The next question that we had is from Harry CU, 57, and it is, you talk a lot about do what serves you. It's in the beginning of your podcast. It's on your Dynamics series website and your other resources. What does that really mean to you? Because I know what it means to me, but what does it mean to you? So I put that pause in because there was a pause in the entry to us through email. So what does it mean to me to do what serves me? I think it's a great question because you have done what serves others for a lot of years. And it's still your choice. So on some level, it's serving you, and it might be serving you to say, yeah, this is what I want. It feels good. I want more of this. This is my preference. It feels really good. Or it could be serving someone else to realize that you want to do something yourself, like say entrepreneurship, to want something better for yourself. And I know the word want, you don't have to get at me about that. You choose something else, you prefer something else. Doing what serves you is really understanding what do you prefer. Because there's contrast in this life. There's what people would say, the light and the dark, the right and the wrong, the yin and the yang. Whatever verbiage that you want to use, there's always that contrast of what do you choose instead? What do you prefer instead? If it's something that you are not preferring, how do you prefer instead? Doing what serves you is really about getting down to your beliefs, getting down to your preferences, getting down to your choices, getting down to the energy of who you want to be, getting to know who you are as a being, and how do you want to show up in this life. We have this time where we're brought into this world and we leave this world, and it's a time in between that we get to make so many choices of what can serve us. And it's a verbiage that would be really great to hear more of when it comes to those that influence other people and or especially children. The parents, the teachers, the coaches, the relatives, families. Instead of telling someone they have to do something, who is that serving? It might be serving the person asking. It could be serving a bit of the person you're asking to do something, or it could be serving the bigger part of humanity. Who knows? But have those conversations, having people understand what serves you. What if you don't know what serves you? Well, does it feel right for you? Does it feel good? Do you resonate with it? Is it something that truly feels deep in your soul that is right for you? Even if it doesn't make logical sense, even if someone else might or other people may project their stuff onto what you're doing, what really serves you? So I know we'll go on and on about this, but you know where else I'm going to talk more about this on? Is our YouTube channel for not only the Dynamic show, but Dynamic series. We have a whole series here. I'll put the link in the show notes of the questions that you have asked. And then I'm on video, doing a vehicle video and answering different questions. So it's not just, oh, I have to go pinpoint this question on this podcast. It's separate questions as well. The next question is from 123 JKP 569. Thank you so much. The question is beliefs, question mark. Are they the core of most things? Well, the answer that we have to that is absolutely. And then the second question part of that is, you said you were going to do some stuff on beliefs and more of the core dynamics so we could really examine some of these dynamics that we have in our life. Are you doing that? Yes. For us right now, I use this phrase sometimes. There's lots of moving parts, and there has been for several months. And that has taken me away from the focus on this and put my attention to different places, which is all good, exactly the way it's supposed to unfold, learning so much, expanding. I feel like when I do put something out around workbook-wise or guidebook on a certain core dynamic or just generally, especially the beliefs, asking of beliefs in, is it the core of most things? Absolutely. That's what we talk about a lot. I mentioned it earlier in this podcast. When it's like, say, health dynamics, or it's wealth dynamics or relationship dynamics, I go to the definition. I look at many different sources. I summarize those, give you a few definitions, and then ask you to just go do your own research on what it means to you. Because if you have a belief about, say, your health, that you don't even know where it came from, or that you're just believing what someone else has said about what your health is supposed to be because that's what society is acceptable as far as the norm, then you may want to choose something that truly serves you instead by doing your definitions, by doing your time with, whether it's verbalizing it, whether it's writing it in a workbook, a guidebook, whether it's journaling, whether it's talking to someone that you trust that really understands what you're talking about, whether it's going and doing more meditations, doing more your inner work, listening to that guidance and that instinct that you have within you. And the other big thing is another question. So I'll leave that. It's about questions. It's one of the questions coming up. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do it in this podcast or have its own separate entity on YouTube. So we'll see. But yes, beliefs, when things are not working out for you the way you have preferred it, the way you have intended it to, the way that you have in your mind expected on some level for it to unfold, then you might want to go back and look at, what do you believe about this? Do you have limited beliefs that you don't even realize are limited? Are you not open to receive or change or expand, or whatever it might be? Whatever it is, yes, beliefs are important, and yes, we will, now that you're asking for it, we'll probably address something so we can maybe come out with something in the new year around that. So thank you so much for that question. This next question came from several people in different ways. So I summarized it to have the question be shared. It was around comparing oneself to someone else. Okay, there's different points around that. Should I compare? Why do I compare? Why do I think that I need to be like someone else? Well, you are so unique. We are all so unique that do what you do. Be who you are. The uniqueness that someone is contributing to the whole of this physical experience, to this physical world right now, to everything that you come across. Comparing, I can give you a story about comparing. You've perhaps heard it before, is in baton. I was a baton twirler. I was in there from age 4 to 12. And there's a lot of comparing yourself to others, because if someone else gets the trophy and you get the medal, or maybe you were against 10 other competitors, the judges are constantly comparing you because they're looking for certain skills and traits, the way you do it, the energy you hold, all that. So the one that in the judge's mind does it the best, I mean, look at the Olympics, look at this, look at that. Like, there's lots of places where people are competing. And sometimes are they comparing themselves to others, or are they just competing against themselves to do better, do the best that they can do at the time? If you can go into life going, this is a new day and I'm going to do the best that I can. I'm going to be who I need to be. I'm going to be in the essence of my uniqueness, the very fact that I am and I exist. No one else is like me in this world. No one else's DNA is like mine. I have unique fingerprints. The very fact of comparing, like, why would you want to compare? Now, I understand sometimes that it is served. It might be a theme that you're looking at that you want to work through in this life. I think it's one of mine because of all those years being in it, and really, oh, well, I didn't do it as good as them, and that's why I didn't get the trophy. Or some of the other baton people, because there was a group, we were always sort of competing against the same people when we travel and go to these competitions. It's like, oh, you did really good. I didn't do as good as you. And it's just like, no, you like, even when I was younger, I remember saying, no, you did what you did and you did you. When it comes to comparing, just ask yourself, what is the value of comparing yourself to anyone else? What is the true value of it? No one knows what anyone's life is truly like and about, and what they might be going through, or what they got to where they are to have this situation unfold, or who they're being, or what has influenced them in any way. If you like the traits of someone else and you see that it feels good to you, then yes, take some of the traits and make them your own. But comparing to be, oh, I need to be like this person, I want to be like this person, I'm not as good as this person, they're better, all that self-talk that doesn't serve in the long run, then yes, please, by all means, stop yourself and go, I am. And the very fact that I exist, I'm part of this whole, of this universe, of this physical life, and my energy matters. Me, uniqueness. When I go to try to compare myself, for whatever reason, you can just reset that. So what? Who cares? I'm me. So that is a really good question, and thanks for bringing it forward. And the next question, which will be the last question because I've spent more time on the answers this time than sometimes that I usually do. The question is from DUTTHTG, and it is, do you think things have to get worse before they can get better? I was taught that sometimes when I was younger, and worse wasn't quite the word. It was like, question was, do you think things have to get worse before they get better? I don't think they have to get worse, but you might go through a transitional period where it's like, I think of the example that I just used about baton is you have a routine that you're given that you have to practice to make it better, and then it gets better. And maybe sometimes it does get worse because if you don't get it or whatever, you might have some self-talk you don't like, or you might get down on yourself. It's just like anything, riding a bike for the first time or second time, learning anything new. It's that space in between that really what your subject matter that you're talking about to where you want to get to, where it is now versus where you want it to be, or where you prefer it to be, where you choose it to be, where you want the energy of it to be. I don't believe that it has to get worse before it gets better, but sometimes there has to be a reset and an adjustment, even like to get the flow of what you want it to look like and what you want it to be. Now, I'm not sure if this question is for a personal answer. If you're talking about outside in the world, remember, you can't change other people. You can't control other people. It only starts from within. So do you see things in this world getting worse potentially before they'll get better? Sure. Yeah, everything goes through transition. I mean, it's because I don't know the particulars of it. It's not the easiest thing to answer other than what is your belief around it? Do you think things have to get worse before they get better? What is your belief? That's in your own world, the things that you have the energy to align with, your own stuff, your own world. So thank you for that question. I'm sure we'll talk about that a little bit more. So I want to do a shout out to our subscribers, those that are supporting the show, that bought us a coffee, the products and promos and mention of us and sharing our information. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Now our Dynamics community, our Daynamics and Dynamics, because we have the dynamicseries.com and the daynamicshow.info. Take a moment to reflect on today's episode about living dynamically around the questions that we asked, or that were asked, and the answers that we have. And what is your answers? How would you answer those? I mean, what will you become from this? If it sparked something in you, then great. Share it, rate us, share with others. Come back next time. We can't wait to hear your stories. You know how to reach us. It'll be in the link in the show notes. And we do read everything and or listen to everything because we have SpeakPipe on there as well. We have 90 seconds where you can send us a message and we can hear your voice, which we adore. So all materials are copyrighted and meant for informational purposes only. And remember, your journey does not stop here. There's so much more waiting for you. And every day is a chance to align with your dynamic self. Until next time, Thank you so much for tuning in to the Dynamic Show, and go make it dynamic day.